Hey, Jared Bruning here. Just wanted to show you real quickly this cool little feature that I just figured out, or that I just learned about how to make a map using a Google form. All right, so let's say, for instance, you're studying the African continent, and you want your students to go and study each uh, country individually. Maybe you broke them into groups, maybe two or three, and then they're going to you assign and said, okay, you take this country, this group take this country, this group take this country, and I want you to fill out all this information. So I created this form here that like basically says, what is the name of your country? So I'm going to say fictitiously that I'm doing the country of Morocco. And the next question says, what is the capital city? And you notice there it says make sure that you put the capital and the country. All right, make sure to include both, and that's going to be important here in a second. So Rabat, Morocco is the capital. Now I'm just going to make up some data here, and again, this is not correct, but I'm just making this up. So system of government, I'm just going to say democracy, uh, major export, we're going to say grain, economic activity, tourism, and then, like, say, for instance, you say to your students, go look up a current event that's going on in that country, and then you have them write a little summary of that. The other cool thing is here, I'm going to go ahead and put right here where it says picture of your country, I'm going to add a file, and it should go to my drive then, and here within my drive, students could save a picture. I'm going to say I want this picture of Rabat to be on there, and so now I'm going to submit my form. All right, now of course your students hopefully have researched all this. And again, you can do whatever questions you want on here, but the big one is you got to make sure you have that question about what is the country and the capital city, or the city and the capital. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to the form as if I was the teacher. I'm going to refresh it here. And all right, so now it's loaded up. You can see I got 4 responses here from students. All right, there's some other students that filled it out. What I'm going to do is there's an Excel sheet, or I'm sorry, not Excel sheet, a Google sheet I can open up here. So I'm going to click on that. And of course, the name of the sheet is African Continent Responses. There you can see there's the different countries that students have filled out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and open up a new tab. I'm going to go to google.com/my-maps. All right, this is another tool you can use within the Google universe, basically. And you're going to see here when this opens up, of course, I've got a bunch of maps, and when these maps save, they automatically save to your Google Drive. Same thing as what you always have here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and create a new map. So just give it a second here for a new map to load up. All right, now I can put in all these different layers. All right, you can see this untitled layer here. So actually, I'm going to click on that untitled layer, and I'm going to call it African Capitals. Okay, now what I'm going to do is you can see it says Import. I'm going to click on Import. And now what I'm going to look for in my Google Drive is I should see, of course, here's this folder with the African continents, but I'm going to look for the African continent Excel sheet. Now once I start typing it in, you'll see right here, African continent responses. Sorry, I keep calling it Excel sheet. I mean the Google Sheets. Now here's the important thing. You can see it's got all the different questions here that the students answered as they were doing their sheet. What I want is it's asking me basically, which category are you wanting them to map? And so I'm going to put, what is the capital city? All right, so what is the capital city is what I want them to map, because that's where they put the city and the capital. So I'm going to hit continue, and then it says, pick a column to use as the title for the place marks. I'm going to use, what is the capital again, and I'm going to hit finish. And now if you watch here, it's going to import this, the data from that sheet, and now it's going to map all of those points that the students put in on their Google Sheet, on their Google form. So there you can see, here's the different students that have filled out. There's the one that I just filled out, and if I click on that marker there, you can see the name of your country is Morocco, population, all the stuff that the students talked about or that the students put in their form. I can even click on this link here that will then open up the picture, which, you could even put like a link to a Google slide presentation or a link to maybe an infographic that the students create. And I apologize, my computer's running kind of slow here. But you can see there's the picture that I attached on my Google Forms. So they could attach different, put different things within their, they could put different articles in there within, their answers on the form. And so you can see here now all of these little markers are different students that filled out their information about their country and their capital. All right, so anyway, I thought it was a cool little tool here to use with mapping. Of course, you could use it with history. I'm a Civil War nerd. It'd be awesome if you could take Civil War battles, have the students map out all the battles, where the battles took place, and then all the information, and then you would have this one map that would populate the entire class's responses to the Google form. So anyway, hopefully that'll help you out. And if you got any questions about it, please let me know.